What is a prenup? Probably heard that on television or on social media. You think prenups are for rich people who have a lot of assets. It probably is for them, but it also may be for you. A prenup is a abbreviation of a prenuptial agreement, which means an agreement before you marry somebody. And so when you get married to someone, you essentially are going to have family assets. You're going to have property that could be divided because it comes up throughout your marriage. Even if you have some money sitting aside or an inheritance or all these kind of things that could come into play that you may get during your marriage from something that had nothing to do with your marriage, those things could come up because it could get commingled into your family money and it becomes a family asset. So you may need a prenuptial agreement even if you don't have a lot of money right now. If you expect to inherit money, you may need an agreement before you marry about what happens if you divorce. Now, if you divorce, all your assets could come into play and be equitably divided by the court. So you've got to determine in advance before you're ever married what's going to happen if we divorce. And what's going to happen to my money if we divorce? What's going to happen to our house? What's going to happen to my inheritance? All of these things are important. You've got to realize that if you want to protect your assets, it's important to think ahead of time. And it's not just enough to draw up something and have the other person sign it and maybe even get it notarized. For a prenuptial agreement to be valid, both parties need a lawyer who are going to be able to represent their interests and advise them on the consequences of it and what it all means. And so don't go to a lawyer and sign a prenup without having your lawyer look over it. Just because their spouse drew up something today, you feel pressured into signing it. Don't sign it if you feel pressured. Don't sign it until you have a lawyer review that prenuptial agreement with you to make sure that in the event you do divorce, that you're going to get a fair shot at what all you should have, because the length of the marriage could come into play, the circumstances leading to the divorce can come into play. You need to make sure you're represented, and you need to make sure you understand fully not only what's in there, but what it means for you.